Okay, go for it.
Hi everyone and welcome to Elementor's pop-up webinar. I'm Ben Pines, CMO of Elementor, and with me is Ziv Hertz, web designer and educator here at Elementor. Hi Ziv.
Hi Ben.
How are you?
I'm good. How
are you ready for the webinar?
Absolutely.
So, in case you don't know, Elementor just released a revolutionary new pop-up builder, and we're excited to show you how to build pop-ups, how to target them. And first, I want to tell you a bit why we built this product. So basically, designing pop-ups is very hard nowadays. You use another interface, and you can't really include all the great content from your WordPress site, from your Elementor templates, WooCommerce, and that just doesn't make sense. So Ziv, tell us a bit about Elementor pop-ups.
Okay, so basically, to start a pop-up, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the dashboard, and we'll go to templates, and you'll see pop-ups. So we'll press that.
And this is the same process you use to build any part of your website with the theme builder. The same thing, you're building the pop-up in the same process, which is a huge deal.
We'll go ahead and press Add New. And as you can see, the template type is already selected. It's pop-up. And what we'll go and do is we'll type in the name of the pop-up, and we'll create the template.
So now you can see that the pop-up window comes up, and here you will see tons of pre-made, pre-designed templates that we've prepared for you. And there's a template for each use case you might need. So scroll through, you can preview a template. We've made really beautiful templates, so I invite you to browse around, choose whatever you like. In the categories, we'll see you have bottom bars, the classic pop-up, flying pop-ups, full screen, hello bar, and slide in. And these are an amazing collection. We'll have a lot more in the next couple of next time soon. So we can build it also from scratch, the pop-up.
So what we'll do is we'll press the X over here. And as you can see, we've got the regular Elementor editor. What we can do here is we can just drag in, you know, like normal, a heading. Can add an image.
So that's the same editor that you're using to build your entire site. You can use any of Elementor's widgets and create, like Ziv is doing now, create a layout with columns. You really have no limit as to what you can accomplish with this pop-up builder.
But what we're going to be doing is we're going to use a pre-designed pop-up from the library. So we'll go ahead and go to the library. And as you can see here, we can select either one of the pop-ups that we've designed, or we can go to the templates. And I'll go ahead and open up a pop-up that I already pre-made, as you can see over here. And I mean, we're going to be releasing more videos on explaining how to design the pop-ups, you know, so all of the regular editing with the widgets and the settings. But for now, we're going to focus on the pop-up settings itself. So we'll go ahead and press the settings cog over here on the left bottom, and we'll start off with the layout. So basically what we can do here, as you can see, is we can control the width.
So this is really a huge thing, because not only can you design your entire inside of the pop-up with Elementor, but the outside as well. This includes the window, the overlay. So let's see what can be done.
Now, besides for the width, we can also control the height. We can set it to fit to content. Basically, the height will be determined by the amount of content you've got in the pop-up. We can also set it to fit to screen, which will then take the whole height of the screen. What we can do then is we can also position the content to the top, the center, and the bottom. And what we can also do is we can set a custom height. We can just use the slider over here. And once again, we can also set the position of the content. Now I'm going to go ahead and set it to fit to content. And let's move on to the position. So basically, you can also position the pop-up You can align it to the left. Horizontally, you can align it to the center and the right. Vertically, we can align it to the top, to the center and the bottom, as you can see here. Go ahead and set it to the center. We've got an option here to show or hide the overlay. As you can see, when we hide the overlay, we get the user can still interact, the visitor can still interact with all of the elements behind the pop-up, so the regular web page, without interfering.
So you can actually control the type of experience you're offering to your users. If you're thinking about adding a short message box to the bottom of the page, you can still have the user continue to browse and scroll along your site.
Okay, and then we can also decide to show and hide the close button. Okay, as you can see over here. And this is also, once again, it's very good for the user experience. For any reason, if we would like the pop-up to show up without having the close button show up straight away, or if we just want to disable it entirely, we can do that over here.
This is good also to restrict the content, right?
Yes, exactly. Also, we can add an entrance animation. As you can see over here, can bring the pop-up to life. We can set its duration as well. Now, let's move on to the Style tab. In the Style tab, we can set the background. We can set the background color, as you can see here. We can play around with that. We can set the background image. As you can see, we've got a border over here. The border is yellow. It's 10 pixels. We can set our own width.
Now, all these customizations are really important to create the right appeal of and the right fit for each pop-up and your website. So customize it to fit your brand, your website, and your style.
Absolutely. Just like regularly, we can play around with the border as well. We can set the radius over here. We've got a box shadow that we can set. Now in the overlay dropdown, we can customize what happens outside the pop-up. So it's the area surrounding the pop-up over here. We can set its color. It can really give a customized experience of the pop-up. You can even set an image.
I don't think this flexibility is available in any tool that I know of. So it's cool.
Very cool. Okay, let's go to the Advanced tab where we can set some more. We've got some more advanced settings over here. We can also set the pop-up to close automatically after a certain amount of seconds. Let's say your user lands on the page or sees the pop-up and you want the pop-up to close automatically. We go ahead and set that over here. Prevent closing on overlay and prevent closing on escape. They're very similar. Basically, you prevent the pop-up from closing. On overlay basically means if your user clicks on the area surrounding the pop-up, then the pop-up won't close. Okay, and if he wants to close the pop-up by clicking the escape key, also it won't close.
So if you want to create a content lock and keep your users behind this content wall that you have, you want to remove the ability to close the pop-up on click outside of the window, and also if they hit the escape button.
Also, what we can do is we can disable the page scrolling. So the moment that the pop-up appears, the user won't be able to scroll. And what we can also do is if the user has already seen a pop-up on this page, then we can decide for this specific pop-up not to show.
Oh, this is a setting that I personally like, because I remember, I don't remember which site it was, but I landed on the site and it had one pop-up. Then I continued. It had another one.
Very annoying.
Just not a good experience. And this setting actually prevents, even if by mistake you created two pop-ups on the same page, it's not a problem. You'll still avoid the multiple pop-up scenario.
Exactly. So we'll set that over here, avoid multiple pop-ups. Okay, so that's basically the pop-up settings. Now,
I think that covers the area of designing and customizing the pop-up. But we actually have a lot more to show you, because all the magic here is also with the targeting and triggering options. So these are all the settings that help you determine how and where the pop-up appears. So let's go to that window.
Okay, so we go ahead and we hit publish. As you can see over here, we've got the conditions. Basically, the conditions that determine where the pop-up is used throughout the site. What we do is we add the condition over here. Very easily, we can decide to either include or exclude.
So any page, any category that you want to include, you can do that. It works the same way as you're used to with the theme builder. If you tried it, very easy and very intuitive to use.
So you can also get very specific, and you can set a specific, post category for where the pop-up can show. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to the entire site. As you can see here, we can add multiple conditions. We just add.
We'll actually have a separate video in a later time explaining this in detail. So stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. Okay, so now we've done setting where the pop-up appears throughout the site. Let's see what user actions actually trigger the pop-up. So we go to triggers. We can set on-page load. Basically, what this means is that if your visitor lands on the page and the page is loaded, if you set this to 0 seconds, the pop-up will show straight away. And if you want to delay that, you can, let's say 30 seconds, you can just set that over here. And then the pop-up will show after 30 seconds. Now, on scroll means that the moment your user starts scrolling down the page, you can set the pop-up to show after a certain percentage of scrolling. So let's say 50%, halfway through the page.
And I know this setting is very important for content sites. So those content sites with a blog, after the user hit about 80% of the article, you want to add the pop-up that maybe tells them to sign up for your newsletter. Or maybe if they finish the article, you want a pop-up that introduces other articles in your blog. So this is where the power of Elementor's pop-up, that you can include content from your real site. It's the same interface, and that's a great trigger.
Absolutely. So like if I'd set this to 80%, basically the moment that the visitor is nearing the end of the page, the pop-up would be triggered to get their attention. So we set that here. Another really cool option is to on scroll to element, to set the pop-up to show on scroll to a certain element. As you can see here in the selector, we enter the ID or the class over here. And the moment that the visitor reaches that element, it could be an image, it could be anything
call to
in the
action
section,
area,
button. That's when the pop-up will show. So we can really set specific, really target specific use cases over here. The next setting on click, very simple. We can set the pop-up to show after a certain amount of clicks. The mouse clicks on the page.
After you have some sort of interaction from the user, you can show them the pop-up that you like.
And after an activity, it basically refers to the idle time. So if your visitor hasn't interacted with the page, might have lost his focus or attention, or was busy doing something else.
Open YouTube, open Facebook, grab their attention back by opening a pop-up, add some movement. Here I would also include this animation ability, so it actually interacts and grabs the attention.
Absolutely. So we can go ahead and set that over here in seconds. And then the next setting is on-page exit intent. Basically, the moment that your visitor starts nearing, the mouse starts nearing the edge of the page, we can set the pop-up to show as well.
This is very important for e-commerce sites, because when the user tries to get out of the page, maybe it's the right time to show them an offer, give them the nudge to actually make the purchase.
Okay, so let's move on to advanced rules. Show after X amount of page views. We do that over here. If your visitor has seen a certain amount of pages, and then we want the pop-up to show only after that, so we set that right here. If your visitor has seen 3 pages, then the pop-up will show afterwards. Show after X amount of sessions. Okay, so let's say a user has visited your website already, and has come back for the second time, and that's when you want to show them the pop-up.
Your sales offer. If it's someone that already visited your site, he knows about what you offer, that's a great time to give them the offer that you have after they had some experience with your service and your product.
Absolutely. Show up to X amount of times. Here we can limit the amount of times the pop-up actually shows. We don't like to see too many pop-ups.
Yeah, and if you haven't sold on the third time you're popping up the same one, you probably shouldn't use the same pop-up. Maybe try a different approach, another pop-up to use instead.
And when arriving from a specific URL, this is really, really cool. We can decide to show or hide the pop-up based on where they're coming from. So, we just paste in the URL over here, and then we can decide for the pop-up to show or hide.
This is also great for personalization. So if I know I have a campaign from Facebook, I can add the URL Facebook and then pop up a specific pop-up for them. Hello, Facebook users. And having that much more personalized message gives me a lot more conversions and opportunity to get the sale.
And also really cool is that we can set a regex for advanced users. So if we want the pop-up to show when they come from a certain blog or Facebook page, we just put in the regex here, which is really, really cool. Okay, moving on to show when arriving from. Basically, here we can decide for the pop-up to show when your users arrive from search engines like Google and Bing, external links, links outside your website, and internal links inside your website, your domain. We can also decide to hide the pop-up for logged-in users. Like sometimes you just don't want to show a pop-up for users that are already logged in or signed up. So we can hide the pop-up here.
Again, this allows for really advanced segmentation. You can only target those users who haven't yet converted and become your subscribers or users, and get them to make the sale, and don't interrupt the users that already converted.
And we can over here we can select all users, or we can set custom users, as you can see over here, so we can get really, really specific. And finally, we can also set the pop-up to show on devices, desktop, tablet, and mobile. We set that over here. So if you want to remove not to show up on mobile, you can set that here.
You've seen every setting here is so intuitive. It's just a flip of the switch. You don't need any technical know-how. Even I can do it. And you can really get a high level of complexity in targeting just by using these switches. So a lot of work has put into building it like this way, and I think the result is nice.
Absolutely. There's so many different use cases we can we can set the pop-up to appear.
Let's show them 2 use cases that to get you up and rolling and knowing this material even better.
Absolutely. Okay, so give me a use case.
Okay, so let's start with the classic. I want a landing page where I click on a button and the pop-up appears.
Okay, so for that we need a landing page. So let's go over here. Now this is our landing page, and we want the pop-up to show when we press this button, right? Okay, so let's go to the settings. We need to go to the button widget, and we'll go to link. We'll press dynamic, and under actions we'll press pop-up, and then we'll press on the pop-up settings. Now when we press the button, we want the pop-up to open, so we'll leave that, and here we can select the pop-up. So let's go ahead and select this. Okay, and we update the page.
And that's it really, right?
Now let's preview. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit the button. And there we go.
Works like a charm. Okay, so the second scenario is a bit more complicated. I want the pop-up to open when I scroll to 80%, and then I want it actually to close after I submit the form. So this is a general scenario.
Okay, that's a good one. So first, basically what we want is we want the pop-up to show up, to appear when the user scrolls 80%, right? So we already were there, we were in triggers on scroll. So we'll go back to that. The direction is down, 80%. We'll hit save and close. And basically what we want is the pop-up to close when the user hits submit, right?
Yeah, so that's actually a cool feature of Elementor, that clicking on links in buttons or clicking or submitting a form actually can close, open, or toggle the pop-up. So this is a unique feature and it's easily done.
Really cool. So basically what we do is we go to the form, right? We go to the form widget, and here we've got actions after submit. Add action. Go ahead and search for pop-up. In the pop-up drop-down that appears, we can choose the action. We want it to close the pop-up, so go ahead and select that. And we also have an option to not show the pop-up again. Go ahead and hit that as well. Update the page, update the pop-up. And let's check it out. We'll refresh this page over here. And we'll start scrolling. There we go.
Yeah,
that was 80%.
Let's fill it in.
Go ahead and fill it in. Go ahead and send the message. It was sent successfully.
Just when you sent, it closed the pop-up, and that's the second example that we wanted to show. So this is the webinar, and we want to hear your questions. So feel free to ask anything you want on pop-ups. I want to do a small recap of what we showed. So as you can see, everything works in Elementor. You can use any of your content from your site, from WooCommerce, from Elementor templates. It gets your style, your images. It all works seamlessly with your website and in one interface, which is the huge revolution that we're introducing. You saw the level of styling option and design options and capabilities that you can reach. Pixel perfect design of pop-ups. We saw the targeting, which is simple to use, yet allows you to target and segment exactly the users that you like. So, pop-ups are very important to get conversions, to get more sales, but they kind of have a bad rap. I think with this product, we are able to create better pop-ups that offer a better user experience for our users.
Absolutely. That's a really, really powerful tool. And, we're going to be creating more videos explaining how to design more of these pop-ups. And also explain how we can combine these triggers and these conditions and combinations to really apply to specific use cases.
And I invite everyone to join Pro. All the pop-ups are part of Elementor Pro, so there's never been a better time to join Pro. Enjoy all the functionality that we've seen, plus pop-ups, and I'm sure you will like it, and it will do amazing results for your business.
Absolutely. So we'll be over here answering your questions.
So by the way, we're filming from the Elementor offices. So this is our aquarium room. So we hope you enjoy this new scenery. So tell us what you think. Share and give comments. Thank you, everyone. And bye-bye. So long.
Cheers, guys.